Hello, WM friends and loved ones. Welcome to this month's mindfulness meditation. I'm so grateful that you're here. And I'm joining you today from Stuart, Florida, where I'm visiting two of my older sisters. And it's been such a blessing to be with them and be with family that I don't get to see very often. A lot of you were asking about my dad. Clearly, my dad is doing well enough for me to travel away from him. So he's kind of bounced back. And, for those of you who don't know, my dad has Waldenstrom's, but his major thing going on right now is prostate cancer. So we had a nice FaceTime with him and sang him a song. And he asked me, "So are you managing to make sure you're still working during this holiday?" He wanted to make sure that you guys were cared for as well. And that just really got me. So while I'm here with family, I've been thinking about our wellness community that has evolved over the years. And that includes you, whether this is the first time you're here in this space with us or you've been here for many moons. So knowing you and guiding you towards your own well-being has really, truly been an incredible gift of my life, and I'm so honored, to do this with you. Today, our practice is mindfulness meditation, which is training ourselves to stay present, and that can be used as a stress management tool. And we know we all experience a lot of stress, whether we're in treatment, recovering from treatment, waiting and watching, or active monitoring, or whether we're just a human being on the planet Earth. We're also going to sample a loving kindness meditation towards the end, which will hopefully promote um, positive emotions. That's the goal with that particular type of meditation. So let's get started. If you have glasses, you might want to take them off just for a moment. And I'll invite you to just rub your hands together a little bit, create a little warmth. And if you're somebody who is, tends towards giving to others, this will be a good time to try to train yourself to give to yourself today. And that compassion we can bring inward to ourselves. We're going to cup the palms just loosely over the eyes and begin to shift to a more internal place. Maybe you want to roll the eyes around a little bit. Maybe you want to just feel the breath just as it is. Take a few breaths under cover of the palms and begin to enter into this space with us as Waldenstrom's family or community, just as you are, exactly as you are. You're welcome here. In whatever state of being you're in, you're welcome. And just allow yourself to feel that sense of connection, of being welcome, and being in a space that is just for you. And when you're ready, you could just bring the palms down into the lap and maybe take a moment to look at the other folks in this room. If you're here for the live session, just peeking into the gallery of faces that are joining us from all around the world, which is kind of an incredible thing. We put the international in IWMF in our wellness community. And I feel this is an extraordinary gift to have a global presence. And it's something that we can take a moment to drink in This, the tendrils that connect us going out so far. So with that in mind, you can begin to come to a posture that feels upright, and know that you can move at any time, shift your posture at any time. We're going to come into this global community space just to practice some mindfulness. So mindfulness is just a state of being where we're simply present to what is. So let's begin by noticing your posture, just how you are sitting, or you could even recline if that feels better. How is your posture feeling right now? Is there anything that you could do to your posture to ease any tension, to make it easier to be here in this space? And then we'll be noticing, just noticing what it feels like to breathe and drinking in the breath. You might take some clearing, cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. And begin to really turn your awareness towards the breath. And let the breath flow naturally. You can feel your seat on the chair, your feet on the ground. Just connecting with the support as you watch the breath coming in and out, easy breaths in and out. Again, entering into this space where we are being mindful and developing a habit of being able to observe. So we're observing this breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And you can just notice the breath from afar for a little while longer. And maybe you can allow the belly to soften. Maybe you can allow the shoulders to relax. And just continue to sample the breath as a gift coming in and flowing out. Observing this breath can help us just be more present, so we can more fully experience this richness and fullness of being alive. If it's helpful for you at this time to imagine your community around you, we are breathing in. We are breathing out. As humans here on the planet Earth, we experience both suffering and joy. And training in mindfulness might help us observe both of these states with equanimity. We are breathing in. We are breathing out, and just being here together. And if you can, even step away a little farther from your physical sensations and maybe noticing the quality of your thoughts or the busyness of your mind. Again, observing. You can always come back to the posture or to the breath. But learning to point that focus or that awareness to different things that you're experiencing, or maybe all of those things at once: posture, breath, thoughts, even feelings. And we develop this ability to notice that we are actually noticing, that I have a thing that is separate from the actual experience. That is my awareness. And my awareness is this refuge for me, a place I can go. It stays the same no matter what is going on. So developing that connection with my ability to just be aware. And now you might maybe kind of return a little bit to your sense of body, sense of having a body, having breath moving in the body, being in a room, being in a community space with everyone else. And you might even open the eyes and blink the eyes open for a moment as we transition to the loving kindness meditation. You might even take a sip of water or whatever you have nearby. It might even like stretch the arms and maybe you want to rest both hands on the heart for just a moment to get started. Closing the eyes again, or gazing down, or yes, even giving yourself a hug. That could feel really good. And as I rest my hands on my heart or give myself a hug, moving into this loving kindness meditation, my goal is to connect with the feeling of compassion and be able to radiate that outwards. And it's, easier said than done. So let's try this together. First, we begin by maybe breathing into that heart space a little bit and just allowing maybe some warmth to bloom there. Maybe there's something or someone that you can bring into this heart space that always makes you feel good, or that engenders a feeling of tenderness. Maybe it's a pet or a grandchild. And kind of cultivating this feeling of tender, loving care. And we allow that tender, loving care to become warmer and wider and expand with our breath. You could keep the hands here, or you could bring the hands down, whatever feels good. With this heart space now tended to like a fire, or stoking the fire of compassion by cultivating that feeling of tenderness. And we're going to point that feeling towards ourselves first. So it might be useful to conjure an image of yourself as a child, or a time when you really needed compassion. And this might be the most difficult part of loving kindness meditation for some of us. So be gentle and be kind with yourself if it is challenging to conjure that image of the self in need. And we're sending this self our tender care, and inwardly repeating these words: may I be safe. May I be healthy. May I find joy. And may I live with peace. Allowing those words to echo into the heart space towards the self. Receiving that from yourself to yourself. And once again, stoking that fire in the heart. Maybe you can envision, the flames there that are warm, and engendering that feeling of tenderness now towards our fellow Waldenstrom's community, friends, loved ones, those affected by this rare lymphoma. Though it does not define us, it is something we all have in common. So we're cultivating this feeling of compassion for our community, our wellness community. And we're repeating the words inwardly. And we're sending these words out to our fellow Waldenstrom's friends. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you find joy. May you live with peace. Just allowing that to radiate out. And you might even feel that you're receiving it at the same time. And feeling that connection. And taking a few breaths here, just to kind of, again, stoke the fire, but this time just taking some breaths because sometimes we just forget to breathe. And maybe you want to relax the hands down, or if you've had the hands down, bring them back to rest on the heart. Whatever feels good for you. And again, coming back, trying to cultivate that feeling, that actual feeling in the body of warmth and tenderness, compassion. And this time, my friends, we're going to send our loving kindness out to all beings. So we're cultivating this compassion. We have it first for ourselves. We have to be there for ourselves first, prioritize our own well-being, and only then can we be there for others. So we're sending it to our community, and now maybe we can radiate that feeling of compassion and loving kindness out to even a complete stranger or someone we don't even like in our lives. Someone who maybe has wronged us in the past. We can even send loving kindness to them, and as in doing so, perhaps heal something. So reaching that compassion out as far and as wide as your energy will allow. And if you need to keep the energy for yourself today, you can direct it back towards yourself. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings find joy. And may all beings live with peace. And I think that when we come together and practice in this way, the world gets a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, a little bit warmer. So let's go ahead and kind of come back to the body. Maybe swallow, lick the lips. And take a few clearing, cleansing breaths to come back into the space around you. Maybe you want to open the eyes and gaze towards something in the distance. While feeling your posture, your seat upon the earth. And knowing that you can tap into this connection that we have with each other anytime. It is always there. When you're going through something hard or when you're feeling joy and you want to share it, you can just reach those tendrils out and take hold, take root. So I'll conclude our practice today with my hands at heart center and a gesture of connection with you, with all beings. And I will just close our practice today with the sound of one Om and 3 Shantis for peace. Shanti means peace. You can join in where you are or just listen, whatever feels good. Breathing in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I'm thanking you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste. Until we spend time together again, I hope you just remember to keep breathing.